All stories are true. Some stories actually happened. If you look at and listen to a story, you might find yourself in the story. Sometimes the story becomes your own story.
Once again, Father Tony Russo, priest of the Sacred Heart. It's a new year. I hope everybody is going to have a very good new year. Ask God to bless us, especially helping us in the things that we need and to help us not just focus on ourselves, but focus on other people as well as we begin this year. Tonight I'm going to tell you a story about a young priest and a young teacher. Quite some time ago, there was a priest by the name of Father Tom who went to San Antonio, Texas, to his first parish assignment as an associate pastor. He was there for a year, got very active in the parish, was very active in the school, helping kids prepare for their class masses. Well, his second year there, a new teacher came on board. She came in from Florida, and she was living with a sister in San Antonio who was a single mom, and her name was Judy. And Judy was not Catholic, and so she asked Father Tom to help her even more than he's helping the other people, so that she would be well prepared for her Mass when the class Mass came up. So he did, and as time went on, they became pretty good friends. And one day, there was a note on his desk stating that she wanted to talk to him about something very important before she went home from school that day. And he said that he would be available, and she came over and they talked, and he could tell that something was really bothering her. And as she began to talk, she was telling him that one of her former boyfriends, she found out, was living in San Antonio. And they hooked up back with each other. They started going out again, and were getting very close. And all of a sudden, she found out that she was pregnant. Of course, her boyfriend wanted nothing to do with getting married, didn't want to get involved in supporting a child. And he told her, you know, we don't need this, so why don't you just go get an abortion and I'll pay for it. Well, she went home and told her sister about the situation she was in, and her sister was so busy raising a child on her own, working 2 jobs, and so she just told her sister, just do what your boyfriend tells you to do. That'll be easier for all of us. Well, for a couple of weeks then, the teacher and the priest talked, and the priest was trying to encourage her to not worry about things. You know, he would get her help. He would certainly support her and accompany her during the whole time. But no matter what he had to say, he couldn't get her to change her mind. And so one day she comes in and says, tomorrow, which was a Friday, I won't be in, Father. I'm going to go to the abortion clinic tomorrow. Well, the priest really felt very disappointed and just was beyond words, because he just could not convince her to change her mind. Father Tom made a decision. He got on the phone and he called his mother up and told her, tell all the church ladies that they need to pray for a young woman who's going to make a very important decision this weekend. And then in the evening, he went over to the convent, and he was concerned that the sisters would know who this person was. So he told them that a friend of his told him about a young woman who is going to decide on getting an abortion. And so he wants the sisters to pray for that intention, that this young lady can make a good decision over it all. Well, the weekend went by, and it was Monday morning, and Father Tom decided, I'm going to go over to see her at the school, just to let her know I'm here for her. And as he went over to the school and she spied him coming towards her classroom, she told the children, do this arithmetic for a little while I go out and talk to Father Tom. So she came out of the room, and Tom immediately saw that she was excited about something. And she ran up to him and said, "You know, Father Tom, I didn't have the abortion." They both were relieved. She said to him, "You know, we were at the abortion clinic, and my sister reached out to me while we were there, and she said, 'Judy, you really don't want to do this, do you?' And Judy said, 'No, I don't.' And her sister said to her, 'Well, let's go home.' And of course, the two of them hugged each other, and tears came out of their eyes, tears of joy and relief. Now, eventually, the father of her son and her got married, but it ended up in divorce. Father Tom accompanied Judy throughout the whole pregnancy. It was mid-December, and it was time for her to deliver. So he, her sister, and she went to the hospital. Her sister was her coach, and Father Tom stayed in the waiting room with the expectant fathers. They were all presuming that he must have been a father because he was there waiting to hear. And the time went, and she delivered a baby boy, and he was able to go in to see the baby boy. Mom was so happy, the baby was so happy, and it so happened that the baby was born on the priest's dad's birthday, December 23rd. Well, anyway, afterwards, Judy went back to Florida after a few years in San Antonio. She baptized her son. In fact, she asked Father Tom and Sister Carmel, who was a very good friend of hers, if they would be the honorary godparents because they couldn't go out there. And they did. Some 30 years later, he gets a call from that little boy who now is a grown man. And the little boy says to him, "You know, Father Tom, would you be able to come down to my wedding? My dad's not going to be here, and I would ask you, would you accompany my mother down the aisle when we get ready for the wedding?" And of course, Father Tom says, "Yes, for sure." And so he did. He went down there and he accompanied her. And the minister at the end even asked him to come up and do a blessing for the couple. Well, to get up to date, that little boy, Jay, that was his name, is now in his 30s. And he has 2 sons of his own. And so Judy, the teacher, like Father Tom, are a lot older now. But not only does Judy have a son, but she has 2 grandsons as well. Who says prayer doesn't work? Again, thank you. There's a booklet available with the 4 stories that I've told. My phone number will be there. My address will be there. Contact us and we'll send you a copy, or if you want several copies, let us know. Again, in a month or so, I'll be back to tell you some more stories. God bless.
The Priests of the Sacred Heart.